Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this SH Figuarts set, and this is Avengers Endgame Iron Man Mark 85. This is the I Am Iron Man edition. Wow. Okay, I love the box art. It has the figure, and then you see Tony Stark figure, and then I love the red. The whole red on this box is quite nice. And the reason I'm showing you the side of this box is because it is a little thicker than your usual SH Figuarts box. And here's the back. So let's get into it. Alright, and here we have Tony Stark Iron Man outside of packaging. And the reason why this packaging is a little thicker, because of this. It has a base to go with it. It's an environment base, and these two pieces back here you need to attach yourself, and then there's the base itself, and then here are the accessories that this figure comes with. We have the Iron Man head, the two what are these? These are cannons, I guess, and then comes with 3 extra hands. One is the finger snapping hand, one is with electric effect, and with all the stones, and here's the fist. Alright, so let's get a good look at the Iron Man figure itself now, with the Tony Stark head sculpt. This is the I Am Iron Man, pretty much the final scene of him, and you get a head sculpt, and the blood stains are pretty accurate. I just watched that scene again, and the spots where they have all the blood splatter, pretty accurate. And here's the damage effects, and there are quite a few. They're okay. I mean, not the greatest, but for something this size, I guess it's justifiable. Because if it's for Hot Toys, that's kind of weak. If it's for Hot Toys, but for something this size, 1/12 scale, I think it's pretty okay. Here's the rest of him. And they didn't actually do too much. I mean, other than chest piece and the shoulders, I think everything is relatively the same as previous versions. And here's a look at him from the side. We have the gauntlet, the Infinity Stones hand. And here's the back side. So instead of a glossy finish, they went with the matte finish and then add some dirt on it. And it's very similar to what the Endgame Captain America looks like, with that amount of dirt. So it looks like the neck, is it a little short? I'm not quite sure. It looks a little short from the front, but from the side it looks okay. But from the front, his neck does look a little short. Likeness to Robert Downey Jr., not so much. I mean, it's very comic-like, cartoony version of Tony Stark. It's kind of like the Nick Fury I just got. That one also has a very cartoony look. I don't know why, because there are other characters that they did very well with, but for some reason Tony Stark, not so much. So I just want to show you guys the weathering on this one again. And let me pop the head off so I could put in the Iron Man head, the helmet version. So here it is, and this one has a bit of dirt on it as well. And as far as articulation, he could look up about that much. And you already saw, base of the neck, there's another ball joint, so that helps with the range of motion even more. Then shoulders, they're attached to the body with the ball joint, and there's a hinge. Shoulder, bicep does have a rotation. Double jointed elbows, so he can give you past 90 degrees. And he has a ball jointed wrist. ball jointed chest, and then a hinge waist. Yeah, because it doesn't go side to side, the waist. But it can do quite a good crunch. Let's see. Let me refocus this. And then let's see about arching back. Arching back, it's okay. And then as for the legs, same thing. Ball joint, and it can be lowered like that. So it gives you a bit more range to work with, especially for landing pose. And then the thigh, it is on a ball joint. It's attached right there, and this joint really helps with the landing pose. So if you want to do a landing pose for Iron Man, do a ball joint here. And then double joint knees, about that much. And then there's a hinge ankle, and it does pivot left and right as well. And it is a die cast piece, and it has toes articulation as well. So now I'm going to give you the final scene, the Iron Man look, that pose. So I switch out the hand already. This is the one with the effects on it. And then I guess he was like this, kind of like that, and then he was just kneeling. So you bend the legs a little bit, spread it apart a little bit, and go like that, and there you have it. And you can put it on the base. Let me lift up the base so you guys can see it. So I zoom out a little bit. Then here you go. There's the final scene. I'm Iron Man scene from Avengers Endgame. So yeah, quite nice. I do have a few photos at the end of the video to show you guys, so you guys could take a look afterwards. But this one I do like. It has extra weapons, which I'll switch out to show you guys. And this should be the final Iron Man figure we get from SH Figuarts, unless they redo some of the other ones. Well, I guess they did. They did that metallic paint job on it, so they might just redo every single one of them with the metallic paint job or something. Who knows? But for this one, I like it, and it still has those issues as far as the seam lines is concerned. There's a seam line right here. There's a seam line right there. But though, with the added withering effect, I mean, it gives them a little more leeway as far as quality of the final piece. So if it's glossy, it will be way more noticeable if there are seam lines and stuff like that. But with it being a weathered, I'm using quotation marks, weathered version, then I think it looks fine. It's quite alright. And it's a pretty good display piece too. If you have the Thanos, you can display him with it. And yeah, because Thanos also came with a little bit of an environment setting, so kind of cool. So what I'm gonna do now is switch him back to the Iron Man helmet look, and then I'll take the arms off and show you guys. It's pretty easy to pop this off. You just need to pull, and you should be able to detach this. But attaching it was a little tricky. I didn't heat it at the moment. I heated it last night, and it was much easier to pop in. But right now the plastic probably hardened up again, so it's a little hard to pop the whole arm in there for it to stay. I mean, for it to be in the right position. Because right now you can see, I'm not sure if you guys can see it. There's a little gap here. That's because it's not pushed all the way in. And I wouldn't suggest forcing it. I would suggest you heating this portion up with a hair dryer to soften up the plastic first, and then pop this piece on there. It will be much easier. Well, once you heat it up with the hair dryer to soften up the plastic, and then you should be able to pop this portion in all the way. So the same goes for this arm. You just need to pull, and it should come right off. And then what you want to do now is pop this piece on. It has a specific shape to it, so you won't make a mistake of putting the left and the right arm and stuff like that. But again, I didn't pop it all the way in, but just so you guys can see what he looks like with them on. Let me get him. So kind of like that. So pretty cool that he has these two attachments. I like it. And yeah, because I didn't even think he was using these at the end there, but he did. I rewatched the scene, and pretty much towards the end, right before he pulls the stones, he uses these two weapons to attack Thanos with. So that's cool. And for people who purchased this Tony with Blood set, here's what it looks like. And I just want to do a comparison of the head sculpt, because this is supposed to be the final battle version, the I'm Iron Man head sculpt too. Here's that Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt, and then it comes with the arm, and it has light up feature. This one does have light up feature, so which is kind of cool. Here's the arm. I mean, it's okay. Not the greatest sculpt, especially on the other side here. Back here, it's all. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit so you can show you guys. But yeah, it's all flat and just weird looking, super thick. But on this side, it looks nice. Yeah, the effects running through it, running through the whole arm, kind of resemble this, but this is done with translucent plastic. And let's compare the head sculpt. We have two Stark head sculpts here, and of course the Norda version is much nicer, and it does look way more like Tony Stark, and the blood stain is definitely way better. Let me see, like that. Okay, yeah. Why is the blood not focusing? I guess it's just blurry blood. And yeah, let's pop the head off and put this one on instead. Alright, so here's that head sculpt. You can see it's so much nicer. The neck piece doesn't match too well. It's a lot brighter. It's supposed to be for another Iron Man figure, for another SHF, not this version, but it looks nice. Actually, I think, yeah, this looks much better. And there's the gauntlet. So yeah, so if you have that set, if you have that head sculpt, if you have this head sculpt, then you could switch it onto this body. It's gonna look quite nice. I guess I could always pop this neck joint and use the other neck, but whatever, it's fine. I'm not gonna do that right now. But yeah, is this figure worth getting? I say so. It's the last one. I got it from Bandai website. The USA version, because they started creating a website to sell their own figures now instead of having third parties, and so it was, I believe it was $80 plus shipping. It was about $10 shipping, so this was about $90. Comes with the base and everything. I think it's worth it. It's okay. It was supposed to come out a while back, but shipping delayed quite a few times. I finally got it in hand, and I'm happy with it, and I do like it. So there you go. If you're in the market for Mark 85, the I Am Iron Man Mark 85 version, I don't think the website still has it. The website, yeah, no, they don't have it anymore. I think they stopped taking pre-orders a while back, and so you might have to go secondary market or other online retailer to purchase this. So there you go. There's the Iron Man Mark 85. Again, let me put the other head back on. I don't want to leave you guys thinking that this is the head on this figure here. So this is the one. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I never did really show the snapping hand, so there it is right there, snapping finger hand. And all the joints are pretty tight. I like it with SHF. The joints are usually pretty tight, so I'm okay with it. And there you go. And here's the environment piece. Just want to show you guys a good look at it. It's okay. Pretty rough. This twig down here doesn't stay put too well. Could glue it down, but I really don't want to. So right now you can see the little peg sticking out down there because it is it's made out of a softer plastic. And yep, there's the base.